Love and Happiness's mission is to help 1 million couples. Dr. Vandy and Barbara Colter has helped thousands through their popular Central Florida TV show. Dr. Vandy has been featured on Fox, CBS, NBC for the impact from his virtual counseling as a response to the relational health crisis during the COVID pandemic.
He's very skilled in his area of expertise. Dr. Vandy is definitely the person for you.
I felt like I was on a operating table and he sliced our marriage open. And I'm like, man, does he know us?
Dr. Vandy, Ph.D., certified counselor with presidential status in the American Association of Christian Counselors, has a virtual counseling practice.
Great tool. Do it as soon as possible.
I find myself to be a happier person.
Their best-selling book, Love and Happiness, The Secrets to Creating Winning Relationships. It's no surprise that the Colters are in high demand. Relationship subject matter experts featured on talk shows looking for real relationship talk. The Colters' virtual retreats, social media platforms, and relationship masterclasses have put their mission to help 1 million couples in their sights. Our motto is no one gets their happily ever after. They create their happily ever after. After the hurt, after the disappointment, you can still be happy. And Love and Happiness is just what you need to have.
All right, God bless. We are here getting ready to give you some reasons that you need to really enjoy the holiday, because we're getting ready to talk about a really strong topic.
Yes, three reasons. Three reasons why your mate has trust issues.
Yeah. One of you probably has trust issues.
Somebody.
Yeah. And before we get on into this good stuff, how about you take a second, because sharing is caring, and just kind of hit that share. Hit that share. I'm doing the same. I'm just sharing right now.
Share. Call somebody.
Well.
Call your friends. Call your family. Say, hey, guess up. Check this out. We ain't saying you need to watch this. Just trust issues, but just watch this.
Especially if you know that they got some trust issues. Somebody done did something or made them feel something. Definitely.
It's just a good show. So
yeah, you're gonna get some good stuff today for sure. So you want to kick it off while I just
so
give my life.
There's three. Well, it's many reasons, but we're just gonna say 3 reasons why.
Yeah, well, planned to just cover 2, and I forgot I put in the third. So we'll see if we got enough time.
10 actually, but we're just gonna cover 2
3.
today.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of reasons why people have trust issues, and sometimes, in my opinion, it's not necessarily because of your partner, the person you're dating, you have trust issues. Everybody want to point the finger at him and her, and really, it could be just you. It could just be a you thing. It could be just what's in your mind, what's playing in your mind, or
it's you.
Your past is creeping up on you to haunt you, and it could be many reasons. But sometimes it's
reason one.
Reason one, it could be that you've been dropped.
Yeah.
You've been dropped.
Yeah.
And not necessarily by, your former lover. It could have been your parents that dropped you. And now you going into this relationship with trust issues. I can't trust because every time I give my heart or love someone, they let me down. And so you go into relationships with preconceived notions that, I really can't trust this person because my father wasn't there for me. Right. My mother wasn't there. Or your last partner.
Or the relationship. Sometimes it just takes one time to be dropped. If you was really into somebody and trust, and I know you can speak to this because that's your testimony. When you're really into somebody and you was like, got blindsided.
Right.
When there's something about that pain when you get blindsided that you're like, that can shake your foundation for trusting, in ways that you don't even realize.
Yes,
so you want to share a little bit about
I remember I was dating my husband. He said something. He had came over to my house and we were in my kitchen and he had said something about food. I'm like, I don't cook for nobody. I was single anyway, but he was like saying something about food. I'm like, I don't cook for nobody, and I don't do this, and I don't do that. He was like, hey, stop, wait. Right. Almost 23 years ago, he was like, listen.
But before I said that, the thing is, whenever I was, while I was single dating, if a woman said that, I already knew she felt she cast her pearl among swine. I already knew. I knew that this can't be you just not eating. I knew this was not, I don't like to eat anything,
I was single. I didn't cook anyway.
Well, yeah, but I also knew it was rooted in because everybody for years, I would meet like 30% of the single women I was meeting, they would have this evidence of being dropped, and it would show in what they're not gonna do for the next guy.
Yep.
You know,
that they
I'm not gonna.
Yep, and got hurt. Right.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? And I would take the time to tell them, because right then I already would know that this is gonna be the last time we really talking, because I had a very simple life and I wasn't trying to make it with a full of issues. So if I can pick up those kind of issues before meeting you, my whole position was, okay, tell you what, I don't know what you've been through, but I can tell you, if you get with a man, he's gonna want a meal. And the way to a man's heart is not through his stomach, like y'all women think. Reading y'all magazines,
listen to girlfriends
written by women,
listening to girlfriends and mommies. Come on,
having women write magazines saying this is what a man wants.
No.
Listen to a man. I'm telling you, you can be the best cook in town, but if your attitude is wrong,
right,
he's gonna get that meal somewhere else.
That's right. He can go buy a meal. He can go to a restaurant and feed himself. He can
Facts.
go to Capitol Grill, whatever, Ruth Chris.
Facts.
But I remember him saying, "Hey, yo, don't make me pay for the last man's sin about whatever it is." And so automatically I had trust issues because I was cheated on before. And so I'm like, oh, so I'd already had my list. I'm not going for this. We ain't doing this. Oh, we ain't doing all this.
And you wasn't by yourself. That's the crazy thing. And that's why I know this topic, it matters, because so many women would have that hear ye scroll. They'd be like, hear ye.
Right.
An announcement. I'm not. And I'm like, ooh. And only because I look past what people say would I realize that, you know what, this is really your hurt talking.
Right.
And I would say you're going to have to resolve that before you're really ready to get with somebody else. Because if you meet somebody who's ready, he's not going to be interested in you being unready, unprepared.
Right. And so a lot of times people can go into the mindset of waiting for the ball to drop because they have been dropped before and they're waiting for the ball to drop. So they have these in their mind, not that it's happening in reality, in their mind, why he answered the phone? Is he really at work? Is he? But I wasn't crazy like that. No, I wasn't like that. I was not like that. I was just saying what I wasn't going to tolerate.
You wouldn't be sitting here
like
if
that.
you was crazy like that.
No.
I couldn't, you know, matter of fact, our testimony is how I met her was just, it was in essence a blind date. She saw me and I met her, but I didn't recall it. I did see her 2 years earlier, which is amazing. And I wanted to step to her, but somebody said that you was their girlfriend.
They lied.
And, you know, they did that and I just fell back, you know, but fast forward 2 years later, that same person ends up bringing her to an event. And when they brought her to the event, you know, I didn't remember meeting them. And they called me the next day and they were like, hey, somebody is interested in meeting. And I was like, nah, because I had a blind date that became a stalker and it got real weird for a long time. And it was really weird. And so the fact that, you know, you were who you were when I met you, it really just allowed me to just on the phone, just when we spoke, I was like, yeah, I got to meet her. You know, I got to meet her. And so when you have been dropped before, I think that the important thing for you is to understand that you're dragging your mate through a lot of unnecessary pain,
right? Because
you are insecure, and you need to trace that back to where you know, not only to where it stemmed from, but you need to learn how to resolve, how to move forward.
Right.
And you know what I was thinking, because I had a conversation with somebody about our live, and they were saying, you know, it'd be really cool to start doing live counseling.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So, you know, those of you watching and stuff, you know, you can shoot relationship questions. You could even do, I have a friend who.
That'll work.
Lead with that. I have a friend who never wants this, always does that, doesn't like this, all that good stuff. And we can definitely hit you with some real, you know.
But may I say real quick, just back on the subject, I had to come to a place and with myself, you know, diagnosing myself. Okay, wait, let me get myself together, because I was a prepared vessel when I met him. Like this song ain't working today, and so
now
I had
to, if we got time.
Okay, and I had to resolve within myself. Okay, this is a new relationship, a new start. I'm not driving old thoughts into this new season, and so I was fully prepared to like, okay, release that. This is a new person. Let's make this work. And I had to get over myself. I had to get over myself. I never asked him to be accountable. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Out of the blue, he would just answer his phone. Oh, answer my phone. Here's my passcode.
No. What happened is it wasn't out of the blue. It was a response to what I could discern that you had been dropped by one person, and by being dropped, which thank you again, bruh. By her being dropped, it caused a situation where I could tell that, you know what, if I don't want to have to start paying for the sins of the previous man, all I have to do is put you in a different space emotionally. So from the beginning, I would immediately we wasn't even serious yet or nothing. I was like always answering my phone on speaker because I didn't have anything to hide.
Or you go, Barb, answer my phone.
Or I say, go ahead and answer the phone. Or I would just, I gave her the passcodes to everything. Like, I'm an open book, you know. It's like, I really wasn't worried about you being fraudulent or something weird. And so that created a foundation. It wasn't out of the blue. It was me looking, going, if I'm not careful, I'll create that like unspoken feeling you have. Right. So I was really intentional. So I think one of the things, if somebody's dealing with trust issues, is they need to be able to communicate to their mate that it's really not even you.
Right.
It's me. It's me. Right. And if they can just communicate, it's me, and say, so, you know, maybe for a little while, I just need some things to be done differently. So, you know, because you probably know your triggers. You call them twice, they don't answer. Now you're starting to get squint-eyed, like, what you doing? Where you at? Maybe they don't come home right away. They say they come and then they don't. Now it's playing back what the last person did, or if you've been through it a few times.
Or you could just be self-sabotage and thinking, oh, this is too good to be true. What? This is too good to be true. And you start pulling it back, and you start just premeditating, making stuff up that's not even there. It's like, I know so many people who just self-sabotage because is it real? Is she gonna dump me? Is he gonna dump me? I'm like, chill. Live one day at a time. Just live your best life in the moment you're living in it.
Yeah.
Stop this stuff.
And it's a real thing, because, you know, and if you follow us long enough, you're gonna hear our testimonies, because it is real relationship talk. And I had a very, very healthy single life dating. Very, very
Did y'all
healthy.
Catch that?
Very healthy.
He said healthy.
She knows all of it.
Write that down.
But there was a healthy amount of sisters that I would date, women, and they would say things like, I don't think I'm good enough. And I'm like, then I guess you're not. You know, it's like, if I'm on the date with you, I see enough in you to explore, because I wasn't just, you know, just chasing for the heck of it. I'm literally dating on purpose, trying to. And so sometimes how you see yourself is so important to how you handle the relationship. And
that's how other people will see you eventually.
Or they won't see you anymore, like me. Or they just will be like, yeah, thank you. Right. Thanks for telling me early that your self-esteem is really bad, because it's your self-esteem. I can't help you with that. Self-esteem. Yeah, you have to fix that. Right. That's your self-esteem. So being in a relationship with somebody who you already give your heart to, you kind of love them. You kind of like, man, I feel good about them. And again, y'all, just feel free to ask some questions, because we would love to just, you know, just have a conversation about this stuff. Message
from your cousin.
With regards to the relational side of a person, and them trying to, it's like they want the security of love, and they want to be happy. But if they've been dropped, and if they have trust issues, they will literally every conversation that feels like maybe we're not gonna make it, they'll start to, because they lack trust, they'll start to put the parachute on. Because they'll get ready to jump out. Because
they're still living in 1984 and it's 2001. And I'm a matchmaker. I love to match people together. And like, I have to tell people, listen, let it go. It happened 5 years ago. Come on, that person ain't thinking about you. Done been through. It's 2001. Live in the moment and stop regurgitating what happened and replaying in your mind.
But to that point, what I'm saying is, when they put the parachute on, they have a foot out the relationship. Right. And if you don't have 2 feet, a relationship is significantly challenging enough with both feet dead end, determined we're going to make this work. Because you got two different personalities, you got two different experiences, two different core values. You got so many differences.
We think different. Men and women think different.
Aside from the human side.
It's just that we.
So if somebody has trust issues, it's easy for them, you know, to put the parachute on. And you're asking, how would you feel if you got on the airplane and the pilot came on? Hi, everybody, wearing a parachute. And he goes, hey, everybody, y'all good? All right, how you doing? And he's wearing the parachute. That don't look like just in case to me.
No.
That looks like you plan to fail.
Yep.
That looks like you plan to mess this up and bail on us. That don't look like, oh, that's just precaution. No, he gets on with a parachute. I'm like, what does he know that we need? And where is my parachute?
Right.
And now everybody's looking for an out.
Right.
And all it takes is one disagreement, and then everybody is, I quit.
But you won't quit on the job that you absolutely hate. You'll be there 28 years, 35 years, and you'll make that work. People quit on church, on God, and relationships, but they will not quit on their employment. They hate their boss. That's real. They hate their job.
And you can think about it. It's like, and I can tell you why, but think about it like this. The job can make you work all week knowing they're going to fire you.
Yes.
Wait till you done drove in just to say you're fired.
Extra work to do.
Just to say you're fired.
Yep.
And they drop you. And you immediately look for another job, and you literally just put that behind you in a way to say, oh, either I'm going to change careers, whatever, but you don't fail from that. You grow, right? You decide I'm going to work. But when it comes to a relationship, one person drops you and it can affect you to walk lame forever. Now, here's the difference. Here's why. And it's very simple. Because you don't love that job. That job provides money.
That's it.
When you give somebody your heart and you become vulnerable, and that person ends up, shattering your trust in them, that, I didn't get with you to hurt me. I didn't give you my heart for you to step on it.
Right.
It then makes you a little gun shy, and you got the parachute on. And that parachute then becomes little ways you communicate that make the other person go, I don't know if this is going to be something I want to deal with. You seem too insecure. You seem too jealous. The denial is really what's frustrating your mate, that you're sitting there saying, I'm not insecure. I'm fine. No, own it and just say, yeah, I do have some security and trust issues. And unfortunately, I have to work through that. And I love you, but we got to get through this. Right. You know what I mean? So real quick, because we done gave you really a few things, but we're going to talk about how they may actually have gotten a solid reason. Right. And now they need to really learn to get through it. Like, how do you get through it after you have these trust issues? Well, when you make yourself vulnerable and you actually say, listen, I know it's me, it's me, it's you issues, right? Then your mate has to be willing to help you as long as you're really trying to be helped.
Right.
You can't use it as a license to try to control the other person, to say, well, you got to check in every 3 minutes, and you have to, because that puts them in a really like impossible space.
Let's clarify though. Are you talking about the second issue? So if you have trust issues because your mate actually gave you a reason to have trust issues? Are we talking about that?
Well, let's say it's both.
Okay.
Because that's a great point. Because sometimes someone watching this will actually be like, yeah, it wasn't the past. It's this one right now. And that's a present pain.
Right. Yeah.
That's a pain that's more like right now, today. And you're trying to resolve, you're on the emotional roller coaster of, I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you. I can't believe you did this to me. I can't trust you anymore. I can only be in this relationship if I can trust you. So you got this whole roller coaster loop to loop kind of dynamic where you're trying to resolve, this is like current events. This isn't history, right? So it still becomes, these methods still become pertinent. Because at the end of the day, while it's your issue for trust, if it was in the past, this individual in the present actually did something, but the answer is kind of similar to both, okay? Aside from you, if it's in the past, owning the fact you now have trust issues, if it's in the present, you have to be able to make them understand clearly, you realize that it's hard for me to trust you now. Their response to that can't be, getting the attitude or getting all weird, their response really should be, all right, I love you. If you really gonna try to make it work, which I've counseled couples who have been through some, serious long-term infidelity stuff, and they still been able to overcome it. So if it's one infraction or if it's lasted long-term, both individuals got different pain points because one feels like a fool that they did all of this and they got taken advantage of. It's so many moving parts. But if you have a situation where the person's willing to take accountability in their apology and it's authentic and it's real repentance, like they realize that they hurt the person who they love the most and they fell into their lust and their desire, then they have to be willing to therefore be comfortable making themselves accountable. And that accountability has to be to rebuild trust, not to become an indentured servant that for 50 years you're now on the leash, that they can always yank your chain to say, well, remember 50 years ago what you did, because that's unhealthy.
No, it's not sustainable. You're asking for a failure. You just, and you actually, it's like almost silent payback.
Yeah. And honestly, if you really, this is the truth. This isn't just a plug for my services. You can get someone else's, but you have to realize that to regain real foundation in that relationship, you need professional help. You need to get counsel. You need to get that therapy in play, because it's going to be hard for you to just fix yourself when you got stabbed in the back. And it's going to be hard for you to believe that you can go forward with this person. And the therapy is going to allow that person at least to be revealed better as to whether or not they're really ready to be trustworthy. Right. So that, not a shameless plug, but that's what we think is really important when it comes to the reasons that your mate has trust issues, right?
And it could just also,
go ahead. Close this out, because I want to give the retreat stuff.
Okay, we'll give the retreat.
No, go ahead.
I just think also it's just the mindset of what society says should be happening and it's not happening. So that could be another thing. Well, it must be someone else. If you're not married, if you haven't married me yet, you haven't proposed me yet. It could be we're not moving in together. It could be anything. People listening to society.
Forget listening to society. Listen. Hear me, woman. If that man is taking up years of your life without a commitment, you need to have a real conversation with me. You need to definitely holler at me, because the one thing about a man, not a boy, because you could be, at the age of a man, but your EQ may not be mature enough. A man knows what he wants. And there are certain personality types where they'll take what they can get. And if you're willing to give it, there's a lot of guys who'll take it. So there's some things you need to raise the bar. That's true. And hold your standards. That's true. And not be afraid, because you'd rather be alone now than to be wasting 7 to 8 years.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah. So we are excited also because we want to talk about our upcoming couples retreat. And there's still a few spaces left. So make sure you check this out. Come on in, connect with us so we can create these great relationships with you. And we look forward to, when we can, do that for Valentine's Day. And of course, share all of this all the time. Just share it. Go to our social media channels and share it. All right. We'll see you soon. Hi, I'm Dr. Vandy.
And I'm Dr. Barbara.
And we are the founders of Love and Happiness. We are excited. This is something you absolutely want to be a part of. It is our first small group couples retreat, and this one is for Valentine's Day.
We promised you, and here it is.
Yes, and the theme is Let's Stay Together. 4 days, 3 nights in a gorgeous villa mansion with us, having a wonderful time of fellowship. But listen, only 10 couples per day.
Yes. And we have 2 dates. The first session is Friday, February the 11th through the 14th of February. You check out. And then later that evening, we have 10 new couples coming in. It's going to be an amazing time.
It really is.
Yes.
And we want you to use this as an opportunity to do something different for Valentine's Day.
That's right.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of food, fellowship, and fun. You get to meet interesting couples, create new relationships, and just enjoy the synergy of love in the atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's a perfect holiday gift. When you think about why you should come,
I'll tell you why you should come. Ladies, we're going to have a breakout session called Ladies and Lemonade by the pool and the jacuzzi. And we're just going to talk real talk, women stuff, things we go through, and just share a sisterhood. That's why you should come.
and of course, we'll have a breakout session for men.
Okay.
We'll have workshops with proven tools to just strengthen communication and just take that intimacy to a deeper level. And we're so excited that you get to spend this time just with us for 4 days and 3 nights. It'll be a great time to fellowship, reconnect, and have fun.
And we want to meet you. We want to meet you. We want to connect with you, get to know who you are, and for you to get to know who we are, and just connect with other like-minded couples who are about something, and just to have a great time.
Yeah, and speaking of a great time, we want you to see what a few other people who've come to our retreats have had to say.
Our assessment of the Love and Happiness seminar, I thought was wonderful. I thought that the program itself was just, to be honest, it changed me in terms of how I communicated to my husband.
It was comforting to see other people there that also wanted to communicate better and have better strategies to get along.
It's really important to invest in marriage, and this was a huge investment, and we're glad that we made it.
Whether you've been married 1 year or 50 years.
Great tools.
I felt like it was fair.
It definitely helps with the communication.
It's really a no-brainer.
Like, he literally, like, I felt like I was on a operating table and he sliced our marriage open. And I'm like, man, does he know us? Like,
So affordable.
honestly, man, he put it. What he said was complete 100% true.
It has helped us to see things through a different lens.
Even if you're not concerned, you just want some great tools, do it as soon as possible.
Yes, things have gotten better.
I would not hesitate. Make your life just one step better.
You've heard what people had to say. Now come on out and say it for yourself. Come and have a great time with us. And we have a red and white. That's why we're wearing red and white. Sweethearts dance and dinner. That's going to be amazing. That's going to cap it all off. So you're going to want to be there. Only 10 couples per date will be able to come. You get so much, you don't want to miss it.
Beautiful atmosphere. Did we mention it was a villa mansion? It is beautiful. Yes.
Amenities,
bring you some
all included.
Right.
Fellowship. It's a wonderful gift, a wonderful way to celebrate. The info is right here, so take a look at everything. And remember, let's stay
together.